You know, you already know what time it is. Your boy Wizzo once again back. Right now, I want to talk about the top 10 reasons that we should consider stop bitching and complaining about slavery. Because we do it so much. We do it so much. And we didn't go through the shit our ancestors went through. We're just going through a nicer version of it nowadays. And Chris Rock, and I think about what Chris Rock said in his stand-up comedy. You know, we just going through a nicer version. You know, even in the '60s. But that's beside the point. I'm gonna go right here. Top 10 reasons to consider stop bitching and complaining about slavery. We as a people. Now you think about it. I know them, and this is not really a accuracy on, categorical wise. It's not, on a hierarchical. It's just the top 10 I thought of. But you can form your own opinion. There's a whole bunch of other reasons. Number 10. Number 10, Noah's three sons. Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of African people and even Asians, I'm thinking. Shem is the father of Semitic people, Jewish people, and Asian, and a lot of Asian people. And Japheth was the father of the European people. You go back at Genesis and you read about it. And the one drop rule. If that one drop rule applies to everybody, and in that case, everybody's black. That one drop rule talking about, oh, if you got one drop of black blood, you black. If that's the case, everybody's black when you think about it. Adam and Eve were the first black people on earth. Real talk. I mean, especially since the fact that you gotta basically that two people of lighter skin really can't produce a darker skinned child. You need either a dark or a light in most cases. If two whites prepare dark, it has to be in their genes. But that's not how God designed it. But that's in rare cases. Two darks can produce a white too. We've seen it with albino kids. But if that's the case, that one drop rule, when you think about it, everybody's black because everybody got black in them anyway. In some way, in some form of fashion. Yeah, Noah's three sons, you just read on Genesis and it talks about how Noah's how Ham laughed at his dad's nakedness and Noah's nakedness and cursed Ham and cursed Canaan to be a slave. And then expanded Shem and expanded and made and be a slave to Shem's people and the Japheth's people. So think about that. Number 9, everybody is a human being. Nobody's better than anybody else. Everybody's a human being. We're just different. Okay? We all human beings with unlimited human minds. We all got the same limb where everybody is. It's just a little moderation. That's it. Make biracial children. We're just different in moderations. Everybody's different in a way, but we still got that same human blood factor. Just different blood, but it's blood. There's just some moderation a little bit here and there, but it doesn't matter. Number 8. We as people, no matter whether you're black, white, Spanish, no matter what race, are slaves to sin, our wrongdoings. We're slaves to debt. and our own corrupt thinking. We're slaves to our own. We're slaves to our own stinking, crappy thinking. We're slaves to our own selves. Okay. So we're slaves to other things other than slavery itself. Number 7, going back to Noah's 3 sons when he expanded and enhanced people. We were slaves to African kings. Okay? We were slaves to our African kings and queens. So we enslaved each other. And we were slaves to our black man too. Back in Africa. Back in random areas of Africa, Egypt, and whatnot. We're servants to our own people. Number 6, Arab Muslims enslaved blacks. Okay? And that's why a lot of black folks converted to Islam. Because it was unlawful for another Islamic person to slave. It was unlawful in the Islamic faith to enslave another Muslim. That's why a lot of us blacks converted to Muslim, because this went down in like the 5th or 6th century. So that's why we converted to Islam to avoid being slaves, and that's why, you know, we become, you know, we're more Islamic. That's why, you know, they say Islam. They claim Islam's the natural religion of the black man. It really ain't. Christianity was all this time. Even back before slavery, even back before modern slavery. Number 5. The black woman can't be God, even though she was the first woman on earth. Even though she is the mother of the earth, she can't be God. Okay? Because she's still a human being. And her mind is still corrupt. Look at everything now. People talking about, oh, you gotta respect your mother. You gotta respect this. I understand that. You gotta respect your mama. Because she did give birth to you, but you don't have to kiss her ass. Besides, women, if that's the case, then all women of the earth are mothers of the earth. But the black woman was the first woman. But that don't matter. Because, you know, the Bible, real talk, it said God ain't no respecter of person. But then which leads me to my number 4. Afrocentrism and Christian hypocrisy. You know, Afrocentrists always talk about, I'm all about my heritage, but I'm not about Afrocentric people. Afrocentric people are some of the biggest hypocrites on earth. They some of the biggest hypocrites. They always talking about white folks is this and white folks is that. I ain't down for all that. And then when you get with a lot of if you talk to a lot of Afrocentric people, they think you ain't shit. They look down on you. They think because you feel how you feel, they look down on you and they feel you've been brainwashed by Peckerwoodism. And Christians ain't no better. You got hypocrisy in the church. So either way, the Afrocentric people always talking about don't believe in the white man religion. That's the white man religion. You will not believe in the Peckerwood religion because you've been brainwashed by. You need to get back to your Afrocentric roots. You Afrocentrics ain't no better. Hypocrisy is hypocrisy no matter where you at, and that's the truth. Which leads me to number 3. Even in America, blacks who were free and had enough money, generated enough money, enslaved blacks. Now, the most hypocritical feminist TV show, A Different World, made that point in that episode. When Whitley, sometime back in December '91, Whitley ancestor, Whitley one of the great granddads, one not on slaves, on black slaves. Okay? That's right. Africa freed blacks in America, enslaved other blacks. And y'all talking about the white man this, white man that. Well, how about them black ancestors? How about those black ancestors who enslaved blacks? The ones that were free. What you gonna do? Bitch, complain about them? And a lot of them weren't light skinned. Oh no. A lot of them weren't light skinned. A lot of them weren't weren't the house niggas. Oh no. So you gotta think about that. Number two. West African blacks sold the blacks to whites. Look at Roots. You know, we got selective memory. Oh, we always blaming white folks. Well, how about them black folks over there? How about the black ancestors? How about those West African ancestors who gave those slaves away to the white man? What you gonna do? Why you don't bitch and complain about them? Now some people talking about, you know, they sell out Uncle Times and shit. We got West African Uncle Times. Uncle Times know no race. No type of African race. Yes, African blacks sold blacks to the whites. This is your people. This is us. This is our people. You think about how black women do now? Black men and black women ain't no different now. We Uncle Time with each other, but black women especially. You know, but you see more frequent with black women. Other than black men. Black men do it. God forbid we know we do it. But y'all black women do it too. Y'all Uncle Time and sell a nigga out. You know, a drop of a hat. Just to get it to the top. The black men and black women do it too, so it don't matter. We do it now. Basic point is we do it now. We Uncle Time each other. And the top number one reason to stop bitching and complaining about slavery, we are not our ancestors. Okay? We are not our ancestors. We did not go through the stuff that our ancestors went through. What we do is we honor what they did for us, not to continue to bitch and complain about it. We honor that by being ourselves. We honor what they did for us by doing the best we can, not to sit there and worry and bitch and complain about what the Peckerwoods do. Our ancestors did it for us so we could be free. You understand me? You feel me? They did that so we can be free for ourselves. We can have our own thinking. They did it so it can remind us of us as being human beings. So those are the top 10 reasons. And in a way, they're all tying together. And I want to fill you in on some other information. Do you hear Jewish people bitching and complaining about the Holocaust as frequently as black folks do? The main black folks who bitch and complain, a lot of them are intolerable to put up with. You can't put up with them. They always got a chip on their shoulder about shit. They always trying to tell you stuff and they hypocritical themselves. A lot of them don't want to get no jobs. And they just sit around bitching and complaining about Afrocentrism and you need to get back your African roots and shit like that. And they the worst ones. So you got to think about that. Mr. Black Man, Mr. Black Woman, or rather Miss Black Woman, excuse me. Do you hear Asians, do you hear Japanese bitches that complain about Hiroshima? You know what they did? A lot of them built great fortresses. And a lot of them built great economies. The point is that a lot of us, and there are a lot of black folks that do, there's very few that are doing well. I commend